Thing number 2 is something to learn. Learn. Something to learn from this gal right here.
I think after today,
Yes.
if you really pay attention, you'll be able to master a miter corner and you will do wonderful.
Absolutely. For those who may not know what we're referring to, I want to be sure and show you this. This is what's called binding. We put it around the edges of our quilt, and that is what finishes our quilt. So we have a nice rose size quilt, 60 by 72. So if I were to add up all 4 sides, we're gonna do 60 plus 60 plus 72 plus 72. We talked about how to calculate binding. Now let's talk about how to prepare your binding.
I've got a couple of strips here, and the first one, we're gonna just kind of put that out flat. And then we're gonna take the other strip that we wanna put together and we're gonna put it right on top of it at an angle, 45-degree angle.
So at this point, you'll also trim off about 1/4 of an inch from that seam line, and then just fold it over and press it.
And slide it.
So right now, Sandra's gonna show us how she miters the corner.
So just as I get to that mark on my presser foot, I'm gonna stop, needle down,
Okay.
okay? Then I'm gonna pivot this, and then I'm gonna sew off to the corner. And I'm gonna make sure that I have that 45-degree angle from my corner here to the corner here of my binding.
The next thing we're gonna show you is 2 different ways on how to close your ends. All you have to do is open this up, tuck it in, and bring this over top. You want to leave a tail flapping in the wind, just like this. I don't hand stitch if it's a quilt that's gonna be in the wash a lot. Yeah.
All right, look at this little ladybug. Isn't this the cutest little bag
yes.
that you can keep your bugs in? So I'm gonna actually walk you through how easy this is. So what you will need for this project is you will need to have some fabric, of course.
Right.
You get to choose
Your choice.
You get to choose whatever fabric that, and I decided to kind of do a different bug color. When I'm talking about the gusset of the bag, it is this part of the bag right here that is this round part right here. Okay, you'll have 2, and then you'll do the other one at 1.5. And this is going to be part of your zipper. And I just sewed a 1/4 of an inch around. This is going to be a placement line for our circle that's the foam stabilizer. The pattern will have a template that will have your wings. This is wings. Now it's also optional if you don't want to do that, and I'll show you what else I did with it.
Okay.
But you're gonna take your glitter sheet, and this is where it would be really fun. Now this would be darling. Wouldn't that be cute with the holes already in it? After I'm done with this, I'm gonna take it to my machine and I'm gonna stitch 1/4 of an inch along the raw edges right up here.
Just go slow.
Go really slow, pin as many times as you need, however way you wanted to do it. Then once you flip it, then you are ready to go catch some bugs and have a home for them.
Let's show off this bag a little bit.
Yeah,
So this is the Sherry Poppins bag. And so we have, this is the one Sandra did right here. Look how cute.
In reality, I think that in making bags, zippers are usually one of the hardest things that people struggle with.
Yeah.
I will say that.
But I think it's very doable.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So don't be intimidated by it. If we lost you a zipper, come back. Because we got you on this one. It's basically a fat quarter, and you can quilt this any way you want. So it is going to go right here in the top. Our zipper is going to be installed, and then with our fabric zipper strip is where we will be able to put that into the binding. And so today we're going to work on the pockets and then the handles.
Yes.
So we've got that pressed, and then the second thing we're going to do is we're just going to turn it this way so that your fabrics are right side together. Kind of fold that over as you go sometimes, and it just will help take the bulk out. And then of course get your RNK, your whatever you want to use. We love the RNK. Yes. Turn that out there. I like to sew mine to the back and do a top stitch. So that's what this is set up to do.
Okay.
This is designed to be a choose your own adventure because you get to decide how big you want your pockets. So for me, I did choose. I put my phone in there and I went, I want a pocket that's this size so that I can slide my phone in this direction the one way.
And I found that as I was putting my webbing through, if I held it, if I kind of pinched it as it went in, it slid right in really easily.
Yep. So something to kind of pay attention to on this is when your handle comes up and comes back down, you don't want to twist it. Well,
So fun.
we are ready to finish this bag, and I am super excited. So if you've been following along, today you should be to the point where you have your zipper all done, and then you have your bag with your pockets on both sides and your handles on both sides. We have a fold here. You can either have a fold or a seam in a pattern, and you need to match up this side with this side. The other nice thing about this binding is when you sew it, it's going to be in the corners of your bag. It's really forgiving to get in there. There it's also, you've got your side seam that comes down. So it kind of makes a T. If you haven't done box corners, again, that's kind of what you're looking for. Put this bag the right direction because it will lay very nicely here to be able to see where this is gonna go. Just kind of hold it up and see, is everything laying right?
Yeah, well, I'm going to share with you my inspiration today is a log cabin block. So I'm going to walk you through on how to use this Creative Grids ruler. It's really a lot of fun. This one right here is the first block, the first thing that you sewed.
Okay.
To your center square. So these two are going to be my first ones. It's easier for me, and the surface area of your presser foot holds that fabric down, and it makes it really nice. Okay, I'll trim it on that side, turn it around, and I'll trim it there.
Now it's the same.
Now it's the same. Okay, your traditional log cabin has dark, and then it has light.
Because then you can make a pattern with just the dark and the light.
But the reason why I love this block so much is that you don't have to follow that. And usually the center is always, I think, black or red, one of them.
Oh, really?
The traditional way.
I did not know that.
Yes, I had to get it in my mind that you have, after the fourth square, you have to trim.
Okay.
So sew the 4, trim. So the next
you go on to the next one.
Yeah. So I learned that the hard way. So I highly recommend that you trim because it looks really funny if you don't. A log cabin is so classic and it's been around for a long time. So
you can make it look old-fashioned or you can make it modern.
yeah, make it yours for sure.
You know, when people have that little, that bucket list of quilt blocks they want to do, this always seems to be one of them. And it looks really difficult because of Y seams, but this one's not, right?
No, it is not.
And the reason for that is because
you have this amazing ruler.
Yes.
The great thing about it is this is all you need. Is this ruler.
Okay.
Okay, because it has all of the directions, in reality, all the directions right on the ruler. You're gonna make 4 different sections and then you're gonna sew them together. You need either a 5.5, a 6, or a 6.5 inch square.
Okay.
Okay, then you're gonna need some rectangles that are 2 by 5, 2.5 by 5, or 2.5 by 6. So what we're gonna show you today is a little bit of a scrappy one.
Okay.
With some Halloween fabric.
Oh, 'tis the season.
You're gonna take your squares here and you're just gonna cut them in half.
Okay, at a diagonal?
On a diagonal. You're just gonna cut those in half. Then you're gonna take that smaller block, the shorter one that I had, and you're going to take it, you're gonna line it up the same way, and you're gonna cut it this side.
Okay.
And then you're gonna turn it, and you're gonna cut it again this side.
And how in the world does it go from that to those points? That's amazing. Okay.
We'll show you.
I can't wait.
That's where we're going.
Okay. Does it
Do I
tell
press
us?
them open? Do I press them to the dark? Well, it doesn't matter because light and dark.
Tell me it gives us the secret.
It does. It tells you.
Okay.
Your instructions tell you exactly how to do it.
Okay.
You're going to center this and center this. And you're going to have 4 of these.
Okay.
Okay.
This is this.
Correct.
And you're doing it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So here's your 4 right here.
I love that. You would recommend doing like chain piecing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
You know what my song is?
Chain, chain, chain.
A jelly roll is typically 40 pieces. Is that, am I remembering that?
sometimes it's
it's 42.
42.
Okay, this one is
So
40.
between 40 and
42. Typically around 40. So it's 40 individual pieces of fabric, and they're cut 2.5 inches wide by the width of the fabric, so from selvage to selvage. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to use your jelly rolls to really show them off. I'm going to end up sewing 4 strips together to make a variety. Before I even start sewing together, I will lay out the number of blocks I'm going to make. So that's a tip just to help you get a good variety.
I like that.
In your piecing. And we want to make sure those are right angles when we open it up.
Right.
So you need that 45-degree line.
And are we lining up against the edge or against the seam?
For the first cut, you're going to line it up on the seam. Keep the point right at the tip of your top edge.
Okay.
And you get 2 different looks from that tube.
Yes, I love that.
We
I
tend
love
to
this.
think of the strips as like little squares or rectangles, but here's a fun way to turn them into triangles. And one jelly roll will make a throw size quilt. So you can get a throw size. I've also got 2 crib size quilts out of a jelly roll. Or you could go really bold. I could have put like this darker brown.
Sure.
You know, use that. And then those cornerstones will pop. We can just create this really scrappy looking quilt. I didn't have to go buy lots of yardage. It was all from the jelly rolls. And then some background yardage to show those off.
We are talking about a really fun technique called Quilt as you go. And so we're just going to show you 3 of our favorites this week. And the first one we are going to do is quilting without sashing. But you're going to stop your quilting about 1 inch away from the edge. Then I'm going to hand this to you, Megan. It's time to get you started because I am going to have you put these together and I'm going to have you sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way down the side of that. And then I'm going to fold my next one over. Once I do that, I'm going to turn this under 1/4 inch and I'm going to pin.
Okay.
Right along that whole edge.
Today, we're going to focus on how do you do it with adding sashing. This is the coolest technique.
It's so cute.
Well, they have so many fun designs.
Yes, they do.
That's what's amazing.
Then you're going to take and square it. I could, on one of mine, I could square it to 9 3/4. This one I've squared to 9 1/2, and this is a perfect 9 1/2 ruler, and I'm going to grab that rotary cutter from you, ma'am.
Okay. I want to point out real quick so everyone kind of sees where we're going with this. This is what we're referring to as the sashing
Correct.
in between those blocks.
You should line up this line with this line right here, because these don't pull over exactly the same every time. If you see what I'm saying, this one's a little wider.
You could use 100% cotton batting, but just be really careful. But we're going to do a hot pad technique. This straight, you don't have to, but I'm going to put my first piece right side up.
Okay.
And my second piece, and you only do this the first time you do this, right side down. Yeah, right sides together. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to hand this and just take a 1/4 inch and just sew a seam. You can just use it as your guide, and you're just going to trim your edges off so that they're really nice and square. We're just going to center this right here, and then once that is done, then we are just going to bind it and we are completely quilted.
Oh, I love it.